Can they ever film this damn show in summer? They are always here when it's cold. There's never a leaf on a tree. How short are the summers in Utah? Damn. It ain't never warm there. So we open with Lisa and Bronwyn going over last night's events. And Lisa said, I was unprepared. I didn't know what was going to happen with me and Brittany. And then we flash back to Mary. And you know what? I'm actually on Brittany's side on this one. Mary, you can't say, I grew up with 5 siblings and we never had enough, and then get upset when somebody says, oh, well, I grew up poor too. Because if you say we never had enough, then clearly you were without. So you grew up poor. If you said there were 5 and there wasn't enough, then they couldn't afford 5. Maybe they could have afforded 2. But if you said there wasn't enough, then that implies poverty. Bronwyn said, I'm still starving from last night. I couldn't eat. That wasn't the anxiety. That was the Ozempic. Oh, God. Bronwyn has made a cardinal mistake. She said, I think you're right, Lisa, about everything you said. You're going to encourage her. Now we know the answer to Chris's question. Who's encouraging this? We got to put that on a t-shirt. Who's encouraging this? Oh, Lord, but now Ange calls and she don't know Bronwyn in the car with her. So Angie asked Lisa for a one-on-one. Over with Angie and her cute husband, she's saying everybody was ganging up on Whitney and I wasn't able to get in a word to support her. Whitney grown, she can handle it on her own. Oh, God, Mary's saying, don't ever call me poor. That's like being ungrateful to God. One, she don't pray to whatever deity you be praying to. I don't know what you pray to, but I don't think it's a Christian Lord. I don't know what you got going on in your temple. But Mary, you are poor. You are poor of mind, you are poor of substance, you are poor of integrity, and you are poor of spirit. You may have a few dollars in the bank because you married your step-grandfather, but that goes a long way to making you a wealthy woman. But you're morally bankrupt. So your son is living with you and not even working? He gonna marry his step-grandfather too? But let's compare and contrast how you actually look in your confessional to the picture you pose. These are not the same woman. Now or ever. Back with Bronwyn and Lisa, they're dropping by Heather's. For these to be nice houses, they're very close to each other. I don't want to see my neighbors. Oh, we pick up Heather and we go get Diet Cokes. When you drink that much soda, I wonder what you smell like. Because it can't be healthy. It can't be good. So Lisa automatically starts whining about Whitney. I've given her so much grace, but when she went to the podcast, she threw me under the bus. And I'm mad at Angie because she told Whitney how I felt. Why? Because you a liar and she wanted her to know how you felt so maybe she could fix it? Like adults? But you're too childish to understand that, which is why you don't eat vegetables. You've never grown up, as in away from the floor. So Heather says Whitney's messy, and she said she's messy. I'm trying to support the heifer, but I can't support in mess. But I do feel like we kind of ganged up. And now then Bronwyn inserts herself, and you two knew. You need to be shutting up. Well, Whitney was the one that was amping it up. Girl, you don't know these heifers' relationships. You just got on the show. Did we practice the tears in the mirror at home? Do you want to see a healed Whitney? Bronwyn, you are too new to be acting like you know this heifer, and you don't. I'm with Heather. She said, I don't know about people that have such a strong opinion on those they've met for the first time. Oh, God, Meredith on a cooking date with Mark by herself, or Seth, whatever his name is. I like him more than Meredith. Yeah, your husband's back in Columbus because he lives there. You're here for the show, and we all know. Oh, we're making shakshuka. I like it. Meredith, you went a little too many CCs overboard with the lip filler. And now you put your lipstick on like a drag queen because you don't know where your lip line is. Why your lipstick all up here? Y'all get mad when I get polish on the cuticle. I get upset when I see lipstick all up in here. I'm like, now, you can't get a napkin. Because y'all tell me get a Q-tip and go around the edge. I'm not that dexterous. I will mess up the nail. It's better for me to just let it sit and wash my hands a couple of times and then it falls off the cuticle but stays on the nail. Oh my God, are you serious? Meredith is having a bat mitzvah at 50? I think it's time for you to leave the show. I think it's time for you to leave the show. I just feel like if it was important to you, you would have gotten to it by now. But you know, you need something to do on the show that ain't a sound bath or goat yoga, so here we go. Oh Lord, but now we got Angie sit down with Lisa. So Lisa's like, I care about Angie, I care about her feelings, I had her back, I take her side. But she doesn't take mine. So Angie tells Lisa, it felt like a gang up. I didn't feel like it was a gang up. You took that conversation me, Heather, and you had, and you brought it back to Whitney. Never bring it back to Whitney. You and I have conversations that are meant just for you and me. Yep, and Angie says, I told her because I thought she owed her an apology. They could apologize and move forward. You was trying to peacemake, but not with Lisa Barlow. Not with Lisa No Vegetable Barlow. Ooh, Angie's standing up for herself. You make it hard at times to be honest, Lisa, because people in the group fear you. And she fears vegetables. She fears vegetables. I'm going to have a Brussels sprout in her honor. Okay, this is a little frustrating for me. You think because she's frustrated at you, you think it's taking up for me? So, I can kind of get with Lisa on this. She's like, look, I'm passionate, I'm strong, I deserve to be heard. If Whitney's weaker than me, then maybe she shouldn't pick a fight with me or get some damn strength. Because I will say there are people that, oh, I feel intimidated by you. Baby, that's on you. I'm sorry, I am 6'4". I'm sorry, I tower over you and I have a commanding voice. Sorry, that's just how I am. But like Naomi Campbell said when she was on Graham Norton, and Graham Norton said, ooh, but I do feel this intimidating energy from you. And she said, baby, that's on you, not on me. I ain't trying to intimidate nobody. You feel intimidated. That's your choice. She said, I'm mid, like late 40s. Girl, that is real. That is real. I am still early 40s. I am still early. We ain't even at mid. We early 40s. Early in the hour. But child, that time do keep ticking. However, Angie don't feel heard. Child, Lisa said, well, look, I'm going to go. I love you. Everybody thinks I'm a villain and a bitch. So be it. I don't care anymore. I hope we can be friends. Oh, so we finally get to see Bronwyn's husband. I'm not mad at it. I would marry him for money as well. Is he young? Absolutely not. But if you can get with a Santa Claus, he got presents in the bag. Also, at 41, I'm like, you know what? That's where I'm headed, God willing. Because I'd prefer that than the alternative. So you start looking at it with a much gentler eye at this age. When you like, oh, that is the path that you're on. You can act cute if you want to. Oh, he was the CEO of Palm? Yeah, I'd have parked my pussy too. But wait a minute, that also shows his lack of innovation. He couldn't go from the Palm to the iPhone. Android. Oh, he has to be in New York 2 to 3 days a week. So who's his wife in New York? I'd love to know. Oh, and now her interior designer comes by and asks her why her house is tackier than Giselle's. And I'd like an answer for that too. Now, I will say also, Bronwyn said keywords. He likes me happy. Men like that are hard to come by. That's why you gotta go up in age with them. I respect it. Bronwyn likes a lot of shit that's in museums, but there's a reason that some of that shit's in museums, because it's too ugly for real life. Like this chair sculpture you're forcing upon your husband. Meanwhile, across town, Whitney and Heather, bad weather, go crystal shopping. Heather said you can pick out one crystal under $500. Heather, you my kind of friend. I got a whole bunch I can pick out under $500. I want to be that friend that said you can pick out something under $500. I want to do that. So Whitney's like, I felt that it was a total gang up and you were a part of it, but, you know, it was shit you said. Heather said, it wasn't a gang up. We were all just saying, yeah, it happened to us too. She's done this to us too. I feel it. You feel it. Yep, I got a witness. Can I get a witness? To the healing. Heather said, I love Whitney, but I don't like her. She does a lot of damage and expects her friends to just go with her healing journey. Bottom line is, I wish you had stood up for me a little bit more and not piled on. And then Heather gonna apologize for her part in that. Whitney, I'm sorry, but you've got to take some accountability in your healing. Heather did say, though, but if 3 of your friends are saying something, maybe you do need to look at it so we can heal and move forward. Oh, but now Whitney brings up she's going to Trixie Mattel's bar in Milwaukee. And shout out to Capitalist Barbie for being one of the first drag queens to promote their businesses on the Housewives. He like, look, I know the gays is watching too. Ho! So Whitney said, well, look, I want to invite you, Bronwyn. And Heather's like, wait a minute. Bronwyn was just talking cash money shit about you, but you think that's your friend. Heal on. Gonna let you heal, Hef. Heal on. Oh, Meredith Marks is working on her bath bomb. After that, Brittany and Heather go to play pickleball. Oh, so Heather's invited the heifers for a team bonding activity. And pickleball, it just looks like tennis for poor people. What? Oh, that's right, you with that Osmond guy. So Brittany is letting us into her relationship, and he keeps calling her his best friend. At y'all's age. So Brittany and Heather talk about her being single, and she says, well, the longest I've been single is 8 months. And Heather says, why does being single make you uncomfortable? And she says, I value romantic relationships. There are single people that like being single, and there are couple people that like being in couples. Oh my God, Brittany said, I have totally sacrificed my kids for a man. Damn. Well, when I look at this face and see that lower jutting out jaw, that Habsburg chin, I'm not surprised your maternal instincts are also as deformed as your face. Oh, the celestial law says you can get into heaven without children, but not without a husband? Bronwyn, you really feel like you're giving us Erica Jane. You really think you're breaking it up, in the words of James Caldwell. Shout out. But, this heifer and the Technicolor Dreamcoat, it's making my stomach turn. And then all that fringe, like just because it was on the runway, don't make it stylish. Jesus, Angie's opening her 10th salon? Now that's going. So Bronwyn stops by Angie's salon, and Angie said, oh, what you think of me after that first event? Since I had to cuss your friend Lisa out. Oh! Now Bronwyn, you two-faced bitch. Nothing that's said about Lisa was untrue. I think Whitney feels like she does because she has to. You are just, oh my God, you are coming in like Monica. All over the place in one episode. I love it. A messy bitch that lives for drama. Bronwyn already bone carrying. You know, someone in the group said you were hard to get to know, but I didn't think that. Who? Well, you know, I think that Brittany is kind of all over the place. Let's see how that goes. Angie said, I went bowling with the heifer the other day. She couldn't stop talking about your $15,000 for heart. She was being really weird and awkward. Boo. She said, Bronwyn said, well, I don't want to call the heifer stupid, but can she spell Yves Saint Laurent? Girl, she said, I don't even think she can spell YSL. I ain't talking about Yves Saint Laurent. I'm talking about YSL. She might need an IEP. Oh, God. Bronwyn, I want to know how you pulled your head out of your own ass so you had room to give birth to your daughter. For you to say women like Brittany are why you struggle to make strong female friendships, girl, boom. So now it's the next day and we're at Heather's event and we're doing some type of height shit. So everybody then showed up and Mary was ready for Brittany. Oh, it's a ropes course, and Lisa said, I'm going to be actively avoiding Heather and Whitney. Girl, Angie said, you know it's bad when you're more excited to see Meredith than Lisa. And that's a toughie. I'm going to be honest, this ropes course doesn't look fun. I don't want to fly on a trapeze with the greatest of ease. This just looks nerve-wracking. How awful. I'd be with Meredith on the ground. Okay, so after that awful ropes course, we sit down for a drink and a snack, and Brittany tells us that her man has officially asked to be her girl. And Brittany tells us that her Osmond has said, I want you to be my girlfriend. Well, you've been broken up 16 times, so does that really mean anything? I'd keep that under my tube. Or under one of your wrinkles. You've got a lot of them, and they seem deep enough to hide a note. Oh, he made it Instagram official, which doesn't sound like a big deal, but it's a big deal. I've never been Instagram official with a man. And I ain't gonna say never will. But I've thought about it, I've come close. And then when the breakup happened, I was like, ooh, thank God. Oh, there is nothing like going through a breakup in private. Where it's like I can come on here and it doesn't exist. I don't have to explain anything. Oh, the freedom! It's amazing. Oh my God, Bronwyn! Why are you 38 hot? The Instagram I saw said best friend and younger at Costco. I'm not giving up anything to go to Costco. Heather was like, I ain't about to cuss Costco out now. And neither will I. The pizza's good, the chickens are good, free sample Sunday. You don't know how to live, Bronwyn. You always had a museum. Not eating so you can fit into your little one-size coat. Now, Heather gonna say I don't think that's the declaration of love most young girls are looking for. We talking about Brittany. That ain't a young girl. That's a grown woman. And I'm at that Costco love kind of stage. I would get proposed to in Costco. Shit. They got diamond rings right there. They got hot tubs right there that proposed to me at a Costco. They got muffins and cakes right there. Shit. I'm about that mature love. Propose to me at a Costco. Shit. Get married at Home Depot. Well, the contract will be there because I'm not about to put nail to board. I'm not good at it. Girl, I made myself a computer desk one time, like from one of them kits. And honey, that thing fell down like rent went up. Fast. It fell down fast and permanently. So I know, hire somebody that knows what they're doing, because all I'll make is a mess. I want you to be happy for me. Be happy for yourself. Why do you care what these heifers that you just met think of your relationship? Mary said, I'm just trying to figure out why do we care? I don't care about you and your boyfriend. I don't know why the heck you announced it. I don't care. That's so rude. But honest, because I don't give a fuck either. I want you to talk about your sun damage. I want to talk about why your face looks like an old Hermes that I'd find in a thrift shop. Not a consignment, but a thrift. However, Lisa says, Brittany, I feel like Jared's working you over a little bit. So Heather says she got a lot going on. She's trying to fix shit with her family. What's going on with your family? Oh, neither of your kids is speaking with you? Child, get on the couch with Tamara with the shitty parents. Baby, it's you. And them other kids is hanging around for the inheritance. Oh, if you're kind, why can't you make amends with your children? Mary Crosby going for the jugular. But why don't your son have a job at 40? Oh my God. Mary said this is a trigger for her. It reminds her of her mom. Well, you was competing for your mama, man. She wanted to marry her step-pappy. You got in the way. Fresh-tailed hussy. Brittany said, well, you have no idea what you're talking about. You should shut up. Shut me up. Mary is activated. She want that check. Brittany want to say anyone that mom shames should be ashamed of themselves. Baby, both your kids ain't speaking with you. And you said you put a man's needs before them. I'm sorry, but shame, shame, shame. Shame, shame, shame. Oh, God, now Bronwyn inserts herself. I want to learn something about Brittany that doesn't seem unhinged. Everything I've learned about you is unhinged. We don't know shit about you. You don't know shit about her. But God, you got a lot of mouth for someone with such an interesting face. Bronwyn, you done stepped in it now. You need to get your words together, Brittany. Heather said, fun fact, you might want to do that too, because you're telling everybody a different story. 1 minute you're Team Whitney, the next minute you're throwing her up under the bus. Also, Bronwyn already told it to Whitney, but still, I'm sorry, Heifer, the energies was different. But Bronwyn's smart. She covered them tracks with the quickness. Heather said, I feel like everything you said was a little bit poisonous, especially about Whitney and especially about Melly. Bronwyn said, well, did you feel that way, Lisa?
She has a different way of speaking. I understand.
So you left that lunch thinking she liked Melly. Angie said, well, maybe she got to know the heifer and had a change of heart. Nah, she know what she doing. She's here, and she is ready to be center snowflake. I don't know, you pushy, but we'll see. Girl, you gonna say I wasn't doing an open mic monologue for Heather and Lisa? Yes, the fuck you were, which is why you used that term. And Heather wasn't agreeing with you. She was in the back making all kind of I don't know faces. But you couldn't see it because you were too busy basking in the glow of the camera. Finding your lie. So Lisa finally says Bronwyn was snarky about it too. Stop yelling!
This is how I talk.
Bronwyn surprised Lisa's not defending her. Lisa defends no one but herself, and for all the research you've done on this show, you're a fucking fool to not understand it. You know what it is? I feel like you had your face cut to look like Demi Moore. And they did an okay job, but you still just wanted to be Demi Moore. I've never wanted to be anyone but me. Oh, God, but then Whitney's talking about steamrolling, and that pisses Lisa off.
But what about talking about your friends on the podcast? That's steamrolling, because they can't defend themselves.
My intention was not to hurt you. I'm sorry you're receiving it that way, but you have to understand, that's my truth.
All you talk about is feelings, start talking is facts.
The fact is, you've been a shitty friend. You're a shitty friend.
You take out things on me that has nothing to do with me.
And I feel the same, to be honest. Oh, I'm clear. So Whitney apologizes for talking about the heifer on the podcast, and you knew that she was going to do this shit, but also, you talked about her for a plot line. But also, Lisa, you are a villain. Would I also like an apology from Whitney? Of course. Is it surprising that I'm not getting one right now? No. So Whitney invites all the heifers to Milwaukee, and that's the shit. Oh, God, Meredith don't know if she can go, but we'll discuss it later. But girl, you won't be missed.